Why does everything feel like a trigger these days? Someone disagrees with you, emotional harm. You feel tension in your body, must be trauma. Someone sets a boundary, suddenly they're unsafe. If that sounds familiar, either in yourself or in others, you're not imagining it. Discomfort is being labeled as trauma and it's becoming the norm. And here's the thing. When we mislabel discomfort as trauma, we lose something vital, our ability to grow, to self regulate, to lead ourselves with strength. If this is already speaking to something you've been sensing, go ahead and hit the subscribe button because in this channel, we talk about these deep subjects. In my previous episode, Why People Get Triggered by You, I talked about what happens when others project their unprocessed pain onto you. But in this episode, we're going to turn inward a bit because sometimes what feels like trauma is actually discomfort, and we need to be able to talk about it. Sometimes that discomfort is a doorway, not danger. But let me be very clear about something. Trauma is real, and we do need to honor it. Now, we're not here to provide a therapy session. I am not here to diagnose you. If you're carrying trauma that feels overwhelming or destabilizing, please seek medical support. You deserve that care that meets you at where you are at. What we're talking about today is clarity for grounded expansion so that we have emotional discernment in terms of what is discomfort versus trauma. When we understand that, we're able to meet life with more resilience. We're able to stretch ourselves and grow and walk into self leadership. Now, it's important to differentiate between trauma versus discomfort. Let's begin by defining what trauma actually is. Trauma overwhelms your nervous system. It disconnects you from your presence, your essence, your spirit. It's real, it lingers, and it often needs to be met with care. That can include professional care as well as self care. Discomfort, on the other hand, is emotional friction. It stretches you, it's growth in progress. It may not feel good, but it doesn't mean that you are unsafe or there's anything wrong with you because you feel discomfort. So, to be clear, trauma asks for care. Discomfort invites strength and resilience. Being able to tell the difference, that is emotional discernment. That's not just emotional intelligence, it's also consciousness in action. Spiritual consciousness in this sense means you stay awake in the moment. You feel what you feel without collapsing into it. You recognize discomfort not as a signal to shut down, but as a call to step forward. How do you actually do that? Let me walk you through 3 grounded tools to help you regulate, reflect, and respond so that you do not spiral, overreact, or shut down. Tool number 1, pause and breathe. When discomfort arises, your nervous system responds before you even realize it. Your brain floods with cortisol. Fight or flight kicks in. But here's the science. 5 deep breaths of calmness can settle your amygdala and engage the parasympathetic nervous system. And that pause, it shifts you from reaction to reflection. Tool number 2, name what you feel. It's very empowering and it helps you to move through the discomfort when you are able to name the feeling. Neuroscientist Dr. Matthew Lieberman found that naming an emotion reduces charge in the brain. You can say to yourself out loud something like, I feel anxious, I feel exposed, I feel threatened, or whatever it is that you are feeling. When you name it, your brain calms and settles. You gain clarity instead of spinning out of control. And number 3, choose clarity. Choose a response from grounded self awareness. Ask yourself, what's the most grounded version of me? What do I do next? Do I defend? Do I ask a question? Do I lean in or do I hold a boundary? The more intentional you become with your choices, the less you run old stories and reactivity. I like to share a personal story that played out for me a couple of years ago. I was once leading a team meeting. It was a collaborative meeting, very productive. And then someone offered feedback that challenged my ideas. And it wasn't harsh, but something in me contracted and felt like if my leadership was being challenged. I thought to myself, they don't trust me. The thing is, it wasn't coming from them. It was coming from an old part of me that still needed healing, still needed growing, and had to develop more confidence in her leadership. That moment was an intersection of sorts where I fortunately was able to take a deep breath and turn inward and understand that it was actually discomfort and it wasn't the other person. But I had to take responsibility and acknowledge that. Was it easy? No. Was it uncomfortable? Yes. But once I did that, I understood that it's not always somebody attacking you and that we can move through discomfort. That moment of discomfort, it was not trauma. It was the growing pains of becoming more emotionally resilient when somebody disagreed with me, building more confidence, and feeling more empowered and grounded in my leadership and my own ideas and worth. There's a spiritual aspect to leaning into that discomfort because when we sit in our presence, ourselves, our spirit, and our emotions, we do not bypass the pain. We do not deny the discomfort. That honesty, it keeps you connected to your spirit. It's about returning to the essence of who you are, even when your nervous system is activated, even when your mind wants to run. Spiritual growth, as well as emotional regulation, asks us to pause long enough to ask, what is this emotion asking of me? What part of me needs my presence, not panic? It's the practice of meeting your emotional edge with reverence and not resistance that empowers your presence, gives you strength, and grows you as a conscious being and as a human who can emotionally regulate and move past discomfort without labeling it trauma if it is not trauma. Choosing presence over panic is one of the most powerful things we can learn to do. And that discernment is what leads us to take responsibility for ourselves and leads us away from reactivity. Because when you meet discomfort with grounded presence, everything shifts. You are no longer in survival mode. You are evolving and transforming from the inside out. And you stretch into who you were always meant to be, who you already are, that sometimes gets hidden underneath discomfort. I'd like to ask you to pause for a minute. Take a couple of deep, clarifying breaths. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable while doing this. And ask yourself, are there any places or spaces in your life where you have mislabeled discomfort as trauma? If there aren't, wonderful. But if there are, sit with it and ask yourself, what is the situation trying to teach you? What would shift if you trusted yourself to lean into the emotion without spiraling. That's your next level of self-leadership. If you are ready to step more fully into this work, I created the Potential Code. It's a self-paced digital course designed to help you access and live from your fullest potential through soulful recognition, emotional clarity, and the embodiment of who you truly are. In it, you'll get video lessons, guided reflection prompts, and soulful tools. If you want more support, I do have a couple of complimentary free e-guides in the description below. Click on the link and you can choose which e-guide is more beneficial to you. I also offer soul clarity sessions. They're personal one-on-one support where we move through what's activating you right now. And if you haven't subscribed, do so, because around here, we don't just talk growth, we walk through it together. Until next time, make it a great day.